Good morning. My name is Rachel. I am the thrifty crocheter. It's a it's a mom dog thing. Yeah, that's me. I'm a mom who has a dog. If you have a dog, you understand. Anyway, today is January the 6th. 365 days of kindness. Please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the lives of my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death. Joshua 2:12 and 13. It's one of those moral dilemmas we don't like to admit in the Bible. Rahab dies. Joshua and his men and then tricks the authorities and sends them away with false information. What a risky and bold move. It was something she could have lost her life for. And, oh, I'm sorry. I had to start this over. She didn't say Rahab died. Rahab hides. Rahab hides Joshua and his men, and then tricks the authorities and sends them away with false information. What a risky and bold move. It was something she could have lost her life for, and yet she knew she was a part of God's plan by keeping Joshua and his men safe. Sometimes acting in the interest of others feels like a risk. You might have to speak up about an unfair manager and put your own job on the line. You might have to confront a friend about their unsympathetic words or risk your friendship. You might have to admit a mistake to your spouse or friend and risk exposing them to hurt. Kindness takes on many forms, but be brave and trust that God will protect you. Act of kindness. Tell someone's manager how great they are. Yes, managers always like to hear how good their employees are. They love to hear things like that. Daily guideposts for grandmothers. January the 6th. Where your heart is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:21. Christmas thank you notes are mailed, and the New Year's confetti swept out of the carpet. Well, but that was a chore. It's January, time to store the holiday finery and put out my regular decorations. To be honest, I've missed my accumulation of paintings, pottery, photos, and knickknacks. I set great-grandmother's satin-lined spectacle box back on the rough oak pie safe. My grandfather treasured this ivory box before it passed to me. I rehang Little Arrow Maker by Jerome Tiger, print number 656 of 1500. Wow. Bought by my husband Don at an auction. The red, black, yellow throw, a birthday gift from my friend Glenda, goes back over the edge of the divan, D-I-V-E-N, which I'm guessing is like a couch or sofa. Since I welcome each piece like an old friend, the task takes half a day. When I place my mother's polished wooden fruit bowl on the dining room table, I have a sudden scary revelation. I love my possessions. I love everything. My white wedding china, the Navajo pots, and the pillow that says my family tree is full of nuts. But hadn't Jesus clearly taught that all our treasures should be heavenly? I know people whose lives are centered on what they own: cars, clothes, houses. Was I becoming one of them? I run my hand over the faded cover of great-great-grandfather's Bible. As suddenly as the oppressive fear descended, it lifts. Yes, I love my possessions, but I love them because of the memories they bring to mind. Memories of dear people, still living, some still living, others gone on to glory, who were loved and treasured parts of my life. Lord, thank you for the precious memories forever alive in my heart. Penny Schwab. My dad and I were actually talking about this morning. About how some people, when their loved ones pass, they just immediately get rid of things, and he doesn't understand how people can do that. And then there's other people like us who hold on to things. I mean, everybody deals with it their own way. And I tell you what, there are some things at my parents' house that would be extremely hard for me to get rid of. And there are things that I could easily get rid of. Um, there are things that I have emotional attachments to, and there are a lot of things that I don't have any emotional attachments to. Um, it all depends on what they are. I mean, yes, the house is full of a lot of memories, um, but you can't keep everything, obviously. But you can keep things that are the most important to you. Um, and you talk about old Bibles. My senior year of high school, soon before graduation, our house caught on fire. And my mom had this, I mean, this Bible was literally like this, was like this big and like this thick. I'm not kidding you. This is a really, really old Bible. I mean, it had been like a couple hundred years old, a couple centuries old. I'm not kidding. And unfortunately, it got destroyed in the fire. And so I understand important things like that. Like I always, like my husband thought it was funny to, thought it was always time to take pictures and have him print them off and keep them pictures. Yeah, and I always told him, well, you know what? After a while, this fades. That's why you have pictures of these memories to help remember things that happen. You know, help remember people, help remember things that went on. You know, having a picture helps you remember. Um, remember people, places, dates, occasions, things like that. Um, just little things like that. Anyway, the illustrated words of Jesus for women. January 6th. Number 1. Anyone who wants to be first must be the very last and the servant of all. Mark 9:35. Jesus' words here are counter to pretty much everything the world counts as success. By Jesus' measurement of success, there is no room for pride. Nope, there sure isn't. He says to think of what's best for others before thinking of yourself. And I'm going to stop there. My mom used to say that the letters in joy, Joy, stand for Jesus, others, you. So take Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. He says to serve others, not walk all over them. This servant mentality may not make you a success in some people's eyes, but it sure does in Jesus' eyes. That's most important anyway, right? Right. Be silent as to services you have rendered, but speak of favors you have received. Seneca. That was so cool. That was so nice. This small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that He holds you in His hands. May God bless and comfort you in your time of need and give you peace. Amen. Love you all. Bye.